What's up, YouTube? Yu Galaxy. Um, I decided I wanted to do a video segment for newer players in the game about decks they might expect to see in the format and what they do and how they should be playing against them. Now, the first deck I wanted to do has been a very popular deck for 3 formats. Never been tier 1, but it's been very popular. And the deck is Dark World. Now, Dark World is a very graveyard reliant deck that gets all of its effects through discarding. Now, the effects that it can gain are through cards like Snow, Grapha, and Brow. These are the 3 main ones. When Brow is discarded, you can draw a card for it being discarded. So that's good. When Snow is discarded, you can search any card with Dark World on its name. So that improves consistency within the deck. And then there's Grapha, which is just boss. Um, when it's discarded, you can destroy 1 card on the field, and if there is an and, you can return one face-up Dark World I think it's monster you control to your hand to special summon it from your graveyard, which is just ridiculous. So you can get the effect to destroy a card, and then you can special summon it, which is just great, because it allows you to do pretty quick damage pretty quickly. So, now, what are the cards that they play that allow you to discard? Because without the discarding cards, I mean, there's nothing really good about the deck. The cards they play to let you discard are cards like Dark World Dealing, which says you and your opponent each draw 1 card and then discard 1 card. So this allows you to draw and discard, which is really good because you're getting an effect and you're getting a draw, which is pretty good. Another card they play is Drag Down to the Grave, which says you and your opponent look at each other's hands and discard 1 card from each other's hands. After that, you draw 1 card, and that's for both. So, you play this card when really you have nothing except the monsters that have good effects to discard, and it puts your opponent in a tough spot, and you get to rip a piece out of their hand that you think they might need for later. So that's really good. The other card is Gates. Gates, in my opinion, is one of the most functional cards the deck has. The card allows you to banish 1 fiend from your graveyard, discard 1 card from your hand, and then draw 1 card. Now, I've seen this as a very popular play. People will use Dark World Dealing, discard a Snow, search the gates, use the gates, banish the Snow, discard like a Brow or something, draw 2 cards if they discarded the Brow, or a Graph and just pop something, and then just draw 1 card. If they discarded the Grapha, they can normal summon the Tour Guide, get a Brow, overlay into a Leviair, detach with the Leviair, get back the Brow, bounce the Brow for the Grapha, and just have a huge amount of damage on board. So they have a lot of plays that card can make happen with Leviair. So of course they play Tour Guide because they actually have the capacity to utilize both copies effects, which is something most decks in the format don't have, which is something that makes them very good. They also have the capacity to run EEV and DDV, Eradicator Epidemic Virus and Deck Devastation Virus. If you don't know what these cards do, look them up. EEV just destroys Prophecy, and DDV is just generically a good card that you can abuse in this deck. Now, seeing as this deck is so graveyard reliant, there are easy ways to deal with it. One of the ways is the 2 cards, Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure. They just shut off monsters, and in the case of Macro, all cards from going to the grave. So, it just kills the deck. Other cards you could play are Soul Drain and Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. These cards shut off effects that activate in grave, and in the case of Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, shuts off effects on field as well. So these cards are very good against Dark World, seeing as they can't resolve their effects that activate in grave. You could also play Gemini Imps, which when they try to discard, you can discard it so they can't get their effects. I believe that's what it does. Look up Gemini Imps. I just know it's very good against Dark World. and DD Crow, you can play against them side because you can just discard it and get rid of their Grapha, which is very good. These are the ways you can play against Dark World, and these are the way Dark World tries to play. So with that, I think that's all that can really be said about the deck. So remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.